We like to think about our tribal past as just that, in the past. The truth is, however, we are still tribal creatures. We still work to protect our tribe at all costs. What do I mean by this? Well, we've moved from protecting our tribes, no matter if it made logical sense or not, to protecting things like Taylor Swift or Donald Trump or Apple, most easily seen in politics, where someone might take a couple beliefs of a party and then all the other beliefs just come packaged together in this nice little political package. You might agree with a couple things from the Democratic Party, but then when someone asks you what party you support, you're like, I don't really support a party. I agree with blank blank blank, which are stereotypical beliefs of the Democratic Party, but there's also things I disagree with. Okay, then you're just a Democrat. Yeah, but I don't agree with this, this, and this. Oh, then I guess you're not a Democrat, but you're also not a Republican, so what are you? Then you have all this pressure from people that are part of your group to take on all the beliefs of your group. Why is this? Well, my name is Dylan Uncomplicated Jaquavian III, and I'm going to explain why we still act with tribal identity and how you can fight against it and become a free-thinking individual. So don't click off, otherwise you're part of the Matrix. Humans haven't really evolved over the last 12,000 years, or since around the agricultural revolution. At least not genetically. There's a pretty big argument between anthropologists right now over whether or not humans have switched from evolving genetically with survival of the fittest, with the fittest spreading their genes and then the human population as a whole takes on more of those genes, to socially and culturally speeding up our evolution by 100 times. Anyways, no matter who's right, our brain hasn't changed since before we've lived in farming societies. That means we still have the same brains as cavemen. We just own more stuff and have more complicated social structures. So our brain is still set up as though we live in a tribe. Now, before I get further, what is a tribe? Probably not something you've thought of before, but what exactly is a tribe? A lot of people just look at Africa or indigenous groups, like the American Indians, and view them as a tribe. But why isn't France a tribe? Are the French people just part of a large tribe? What's the difference between them and the Iroquois? What's the difference between Somalian tribes and France? Because both are a group of people with similar beliefs that act as one group together, engaging in foreign policy, engaging in economics, engaging in war. Is France not just a really, really large tribe? Is America not just a really, really large tribe? A tribe is a very difficult thing to explain and has a lot of controversy surrounding it because of the many Western countries that use the word tribe to define conquered people to make it seem like those people were less than them. These Western countries I'm talking about is like everything from like Germany and Austria to the West, the US, Canada, like Australia. There's an argument you could say South America. Hopefully I have a map on screen showing what Western countries really are. But a tribe's big thing is that it's a group of people, usually no larger than 150, according to a reputable anthropologist named Robin Dunbar, and the members are homogenous in almost every way. They have the same ethnicity, the same religion, usually all related by blood, same culture. It'd be like 65 Dylans and 85 Delanias. More Delanias, because the men of the tribe would do more of the fun work, more dangerous work, like war. No, actually, tribal societies had a 30% death rate from war. Some tribes even having 60%, and these were almost always fought just by men.
Yeah, sometimes women would get raped, sometimes women and children would get abducted, even sometimes they get killed, but unimportant.
There is no you in the tribe. You are just a part of the tribe. The tribe is your identity. You spend your entire life protecting your tribe, whether that be physically, or more importantly for this video, reputationally. Is that a word? Protecting your tribe's reputation. Disrespecting your tribe is just as bad as your tribe being raided. You're going to be marrying and having children with the people in your tribe, which means marrying and having kids with your cousins.
It's a controversial one, but would you marry your cousin?
Yeah.
And it's not from Alabama. That's just normal where they live. And that should make sense. There's actually reasons that people like their cousins. Humans are predisposed to breeding with their third cousins because it's biology's perfect balance between someone having the same genes as you, but being different enough that you're not gonna have deformities. All right, where's the dating apps for third cousins? The main reason that a lot of us Westerners have a tough time understanding the world is because most of the world works in tribes, not individuals. There's a lot of complicated reasons for this, going to the Enlightenment, individualism, tribalism, Christianity, that made our lives so individual. But I'm not gonna get into it here. Wait, so if the title says we haven't left our tribal past, then why are you saying that we all live in societies that have no tribes? You're right, that doesn't make any sense. But that's because our tribal nature has morphed. We aren't protecting our group that we live with every day. Instead, we are protecting our group that we identify with. I'll call it the Western tribe, where you're still protecting something at all costs, but it starts with how you identify, not your blood. An example would be a Democrat or a Republican defending all the views their party holds, even if they personally don't agree with all of them, because not protecting those views would be them allowing their tribe to be disrespected. If you identify as part of the LGBTQQ IP2SAA++ community, then you may feel the need to defend someone that's part of your group, even if they're wrong. I felt this way as a Christian before, where another Christian was losing a debate with an atheist about the role of men and women in a marriage. He was using the Bible to basically say that men own women in marriage. And I'm like, what? No, why would you say that? But I felt the need to defend him because I didn't want my group to look bad and disrespected. And so I wanted to defend the Christian. Thankfully, I did not. But I definitely felt the urge. Think about the US right now. We're going through the election cycle. Well, there used to be only 2 candidates, but now it's a little more complicated. But at least for Republicans, basically anyone who self-identifies as a Republican is voting Trump. Even though a large amount of Republicans do not like Trump. They do not like him personally. But he's part of their group and the one that's leading their group. And so they are going to support him because he is the leader of the tribe. Democrats, I don't know what's going on there. Any of you self-identifying Democrats? Oh boy, I don't know if you even know what's going on. So I say, in a moment, just pause the video and think about what tribes you belong to. What groups or people would you feel an urge to defend, even if they were wrong? Everyone has at least a couple of these tribes where you feel these feelings, and it's completely natural. Alright, so take a minute and just think about it. Alright, you probably have at least a few. And even though these feelings are natural, just because something's natural does not make it right. How can you logically justify defending someone who has done something objectively wrong just because they're part of your tribe? It was extremely helpful in the past when a group of humans could unite around something to get work done together. But humans are super dominant now. We don't have to fight for survival. So now tribes are just stopping real progress. So now that we better understand tribes a little bit, how do we get better at removing tribalism from our lives and society as a whole? First, you have become more mindful. I feel like I bring up mindfulness in basically every video just because it's so important. Having a clear headspace is just really important for being a logical person. By being more mindful, you can be more aware of what you're defending and be more aware when you're defending your group, not your beliefs. You can easily improve this through meditation, prayer, and just an overall sense of self-consciousness. For meditation, just go into a dark, quiet environment, just sit in a chair, put your legs straight, put your hands on them, close your eyes, and just don't think about anything for a few minutes. If you ever get a thought, you notice the thought, and then you go back to thinking about nothing. Next is that you should be uncomfortable with researching your beliefs. Research your opinions and figure out if you actually believe these. This is supposed to be uncomfortable because by realizing a belief is wrong, a part of you is wrong, because your beliefs is part of your identity. I recently did this with societal racism in the US. I used to think that minorities actually had it better than whites do in the US. And in many ways they do. But on the whole, as I have researched, I realized that whites do get a lot of benefits from being the majority, in the form that people are intrinsically going to be nicer and more conversational and more kind to people that look like them. The big one is how Harvard racism tests can show that people usually have pretty strong biases towards people of their own race, meaning that they're gonna be nicer, kinder, more conversational, more forgiving to people that look like them. It was a hurtful conclusion for me because a lot of my identity was in opposition to social justice warriors. And to feel that they might be onto something was tough for me to hear. And say I got undeniable proof that God was not real and Jesus was not my savior, oh man, I could only imagine the pain that I would feel that day. Anyways, become religious. I'm only joking, I'm not here to convert you. But I do think it's interesting how Christianity decreases tribalism. This is mostly through the doctrine that everyone is an individual and that all individuals are equal. Not all tribes are equal, all individuals. Everything you do is judged based on what you do, not what your tribe does. In many places in the world, if one of your tribe members does something wrong, the whole tribe gets punished, because you can't just punish individuals because individuals aren't important. It's the tribe that's important. Christianity calls for its followers to leave their family if they are not going to let them follow Christ, which is a breakdown in the tribal family structure. This is a major reason why anthropologists, even atheist ones, give Christianity credit for the West's individualism. This isn't going to be a quick change, and not one that's ever going to fully go away. But with consistent effort over months and years, you will be able to reduce the amount that tribalism affects you. And it's not something where you can just put in like 3 years of work and then just lay back and tribalism will be gone. No, this is something you're gonna have to constantly be aware of, constantly improving on all the time. You have to constantly be aware of how your beliefs and your tribal relations are changing over time. Even now, I can still feel my blood start to boil when someone challenges or disrespects a tribe that I'm still in the outskirts of, and can feel that disrespect pulling me back into the group. Change the way you think is the first step towards improving your life. The next step is saving your time. Check out this video right here, where I show you how you can save 10 years of your life in just 5 minutes by just using your phone in a more healthy way. And don't forget to be more mindful, change your views, and think better. I'll catch you over in this video right here.